Hi, this is my dad behind me. His name was William Waiser, and his friends called him Bill, and his Jewish name was Zav. And he was born in North Bay, Ontario in 1915 and passed away in 1984 at the age of 69, which I'm going to be 69 this year, so it's looking like I'm going to outlive him. He had a really nice life in North Bay. He graduated from high school when he was 17 and wanted to go to university. But my grandfather thought that he was too young to go to university at that time. So he should stay home and work in the store, in the family clothing store. It was both menswear and boyswear and workwear for a year, and then he could go off to university. But once he got into the business, that was it. He never had the opportunity to leave again. He was too intricately involved in the store. So that's unfortunate, but he did a lot of other things which he really enjoyed. He was on the road for a while selling wholesale, and he would go up into the mining camps and the lumber camps and that and find out what they needed, because they needed all kinds of safety gear and make sure that they had everything that they required. And he really did a lot of work with lumberjacks in particular. The lumberjacks would be in the bush for several months, and when they'd come out, they'd go into North Bay, they'd get in there late at night. He'd know when they were coming, and he'd stay at the store at night, and he kept a lot of cash around, and he would take their checks from them and give them a portion of the money, and the rest of the money he would send out to the families the next day, because he always knew that these guys would come into town, they would party like crazy and spend all of the money, and the families wouldn't receive any money. It's the same thing as we found jewelry at the store, just horrible stuff that somebody would have had, and they would bring in and they'd give it to him, and he'd give them a couple of bucks for it, and they were supposed to come back and get it, and then they never would. It wasn't a pawn shop, but he just helped people out in that way. He was very involved with the hobby club in North Bay. There was about him and about 10 other guys, and they rented this building, and they used to build boats and canoes and refinish things and that. And these were all professional men, but they took the opportunity to really work with wood and do things like that, which was totally away from what they did for a living. And they would enjoy doing that and getting together. We built boats together. We built a Sea Flea for me one time, which is a little speedboat. And we were in the final stages we had just finished painting it, and we were trying to think of a name for it. And my father was bitten by a wasp. So hence the name of the Sea Flea was the Wasp, and it moved pretty quickly, I have to tell you. We could do about 25 miles an hour on water, which was with a 10 horsepower motor on it, which was a lot of fun for me anyways. He was very involved with his customers also, and on Sundays we used to take drives to places like Martin River and Temagami and these different trading posts where he'd go up and just to kibitz with the guys and find out. I mean, certainly he wanted to do some business as well, but that wasn't the main reason for us going there. It was he liked his customers, and he wanted to see how they were doing, make sure that everything was going well. In the fall, you'd have all kinds of fairs around North Bay in places like Field and Bondfield and down Highway 17 as well. And we would go to the bean suppers that they would have on Sunday nights, and it was a good time. And he got a chance again, like I said, to kibitz with people and just to get out amongst the working public, because he had no ego. And that's the kind of thing that he loved to do. He loved his customers, and he had a lot of good times with it. He also was chairman of the Civic Hospital in North Bay, chairman and vice chairman of the hospital, I should say, for 23 years, and oversaw the building of the new Civic Hospital there back at that time, which was state-of-the-art. And now state-of-the-art has changed so much that building has been torn down and a new hospital has been built, and they're on to bigger and better things. He also was a Mason, and the reason why he belonged to the Masonic Temple is that they don't talk about any of the work that they do. They're not like other service clubs where there's a little bit more notoriety. And don't get me wrong when I say that. These other groups do fantastic things, like my grandfather belonged to the Rotary Club or the Kiwanis Club or the Kinsman Club. They're all very good, but he liked kind of being in the background and doing things without people knowing that he was involved in it. So it was really quite interesting. The painting behind me was commissioned by, I think, the city of North Bay in about 1965 or so, and it was titled 40 Notables. And what it was different people from North Bay who did a lot within the community and didn't necessarily get recognized for it, but people knew who they were and what they were doing. So, you know, you come from a small town, it was really nice. You walk down the street, everybody knew you. We had a very good life in North Bay. He had a very good life in North Bay. And this is being done because I want to wish all of the fathers a very happy Father's Day. And those that are having birthdays, I want to wish them a happy birthday also. And be good to your family.